made plans. I hope you already winding down and making preparation, doing your Christmas shopping now to avoid the rush. Because when it's a few days to Christmas, maybe a week to Christmas, you're going to see that the prices are going to go up. I mean, all the way up. So if you need to buy anything now, buy it now. If you need to buy the clothes, you should buy it now. The food, buy it now. So when you get to that time, you will not join in the rush. I know you might say that you don't have the money now, but just try and make sure you do your shopping right now. We're already counting to Christmas. It feels like Christmas. I'm excited about it. Welcome to Business Around Town. It's time for us now to talk business like we do every weekday, Monday to Friday, 9:30. I come here and we talk about business. We look at different aspects of business. So today, Thursday, we'll be looking at another beautiful topic when it comes to business. And today we are talking about agriculture. Why agriculture in Nigeria is important. Why you should go into farming now. This is the time to go into farming because there are different ways you can go into farming now. You know, those days you'll need to have a farm. You will need to maybe live in the rural areas before you could own a farm. You need some other things. But right now it's been made easy. So it is important that you should go into farming now. So I'm going to be having a guest later on the program via the phone, and we will talk with him. He's an agro expert. In fact, he has helped a lot of people to set up their farm in their houses. So even if you live in a 2-bedroom flat and you have a lot of neighbors, you don't have space, you can set up a farm. In fact, you can grow yam, you can start a poultry, you can start all of that in a small space. So we're going to be discussing that later on the program. He will join us. But before then, let's talk about why agriculture in Nigeria is important. Let's have that conversation this morning. My name is Mary Onaife Edebi. So, agriculture, why is it important? Why am I talking about it now? Agriculture is at the center of Nigerians' economy. So agriculture is at the center of Nigerian economy, providing the main source of livelihood for majority of us. The farming sector in West Africa country employs about 70% of the entire labor force. Nigeria's small farm produce 80% of the total food, and 33% of this country's land is under cultivated. Are you seeing the statistics? 30%, 33% of our land is under cultivated. So this is leading to African country in farming because it has caused a level of some food scarcity. If all of us we are into farming, a lot of us, let's say 80% of Nigerians population are into farming, and we are farming our lands, you see that the prices of food will greatly reduce. It's not that we don't have the land, but most of us are not going to farming. Why? So agriculture in Nigeria is the foundation of the economy as it keeps the people stable in what they do. So it's important that we go into agriculture. Nigeria is twice the size of Zimbabwe and South Africa combined and has over 200 million people. The people of Nigeria depends on produce from local farm for their daily meals, as more than 80% of Nigerians buy their farm produce from the market. The country is at a huge advantage in terms of agriculture profitability because of the huge demand for farm produce. So there is a huge demand in the market, in our market. There's a huge demand that if you go into agriculture today, you already have demands for it. There are already people that are willing to buy from you. So, and we have the land. You just heard what I read to you now, that Nigeria is twice the size of Zimbabwe and South Africa combined. Another reason why we should go into agriculture is Nigeria has the benefit of having large stretches of fertile land available to cultivate. The country has one of the largest expanse of land in Africa with more than 900,000 square kilometers, and 70% of it is able to be cultivated to produce food for the Nigerian population. This land provides Nigeria with practically unlimited source of farming foods, providing agricultural produce and job for the people. That's another reason why agriculture is important, providing food for us and also a good business that you can go into. So let's look at the two most profitable types of farming in Nigeria. The two most profitable types of farming in Nigeria. Nigeria is Africa's largest rice consumer. It is mainly small-scale farmers who produce rice and sell 80% of their total production and only consume 20% of their products. This creates a huge market for the consumption of rice by the way of the vast population of Nigeria as well as the large continent of Africa. That's one of the today I'm going to be giving you two most profitable types of farming in Nigeria. I just gave you one. Nigeria is the largest producer of cassava in the world. This West African country produced cassava for 20% of the world, 34% of Africa, and 46% of West Africa. Despite the fact that Nigeria has an enormous market for cassava, it is mostly grown for family consumption and local sales and smallholders. However, this feed faces many challenges because of the outdated technology and inadequate storage facilities. That's one of the challenge when it comes to the cassava farming. But we know that there is a high demand for cassava, and West African cassava, that Nigeria most especially, is very good. So 20% of the world, they depend on our cassava. But there is a challenge because the technique with which to farm this, it's not so rampant in Nigeria. So I'm going to connect with our guest and then we'll talk more why you should go into farming. He's been into farming for a longer period, for more than 20 years, and he's helped a lot of people to set up their farm. So we're going to be talking with him, and he will share with us how you can start with what you have where you are. No, I just talked about farming. No, farming is broad. We have the livestock, where you have rabbits, you have poultry, you have other types of farming. So he's going to be looking at all of that on the program today. So that at the end of it, if you want to go into farming, you can set up something for yourself and start making profit. This is the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. And okay, I'm trying to get him on the line. I've not been able to connect with him, but hopefully he should be able to call us back, or I'll connect with him as we continue our conversation this morning. Now, still talking about the benefit of why we should go into agriculture, why it's important. It is important for our health. Yes, farming is good for your health. Why being around farm animals all day is, and as animal lover, is ideal heaven. If you love animals and you are with animals all the time, you spend time with animals, you will know that that's good for your health. But not everybody spend time with animals or have pets. But another benefit of farming that is good for your health is that you get to eat good food, the food that you produce, that you know what is inside. There are no chemicals. You produce this food yourself. That's good for your health. You can tell why our forefathers, they live a very long and fruitful life, because most of their food, they farmed it themselves. They go to farm, they do all of that, they bring the food home, and then they eat. So when you do farming, you're sure of getting organic products. You know where it comes from. You know that this is not a fertilized, over fertilized product. You know that this is not contaminated, and then you enjoy your fruit. So farming is good for your health. It's very important. It will keep you healthy. And another thing why you should farm, why farming is good, is that being a farmer is challenging and stimulate work. You know, farming is not for the lily-livered. It's not for people that don't have, you don't have stamina. You can go into farming because it requires some level of work and commitment. You have to till the ground sometimes, or you have to be involved in one way or the other. So doing that stimulates work. That's why you hardly see a fat farmer. You hardly see a farmer that is overweight, because you're always working, constantly moving the body, which is very good for your health. You know, the body is made for movement. So when you don't move the body, it's difficult for you to be very healthy, for you to have a healthy heart. So one of the things you could do, especially if you're about to retire, is to get a plot of land, build your house, and leave a big space for farming, so that you could do some movement. When you wake up in the morning, you go do some movement with your farm, and then that's a good exercise for you. But you don't have to wait to retirement to do that. You can start doing it now. There are different ways that you can farm from the comfort of your home. But farming is another way for you to stimulate work, for you to move your body, a good form of exercise for you. And also it provides a source for income, and in rural areas it's a way to take care of your family. You also get money too from farming. So a lot of people have become wealthy from farming, but you have to know how to do it. So that's what we're going to connect with this man. Hopefully we get him on the line to get our conversation moving this morning, because we just had to talk to him and share with him this morning. So it provides a source of income to rural areas, and also provides source of income to you. Another thing that we can benefit from farming, let's see if we've connected with him. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, good morning to you.
Morning.
Yeah, this is Mary. Welcome to business.
Oh, Mary.
Welcome to Business Around Town.
Thank you very much. Good morning to your listeners.
Yes, I just wanted to make sure that you're on standby, because we started the conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. So briefly, we are talking about why farming is important and why we should go into farming now. Yes. So I know that farming is broad.
Yeah.
I know that when we talk about farming, it's broad because we have the plants, we have the animals, and we have other areas. We have fishing, we have poultry, and all of that. But it's important that we embrace farming at this moment.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a call back at 10 o'clock so that we can get the conversation going. Yeah, at 10 o'clock, I'm going to give you a call. I'm going to call you back.
Very well. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, we'll be connecting with him again at 10 o'clock so that we can get the conversation going in a quiet, cool place, and because it's very important what we are discussing this morning. And if you know him, he is Biodun. His name is Biodun, and he has been on this program before. We've talked about agriculture before. He's Biodun Ogushola. He's an agro expert. So if you have questions for him, you can also forward it to me so that when he comes on by 10 o'clock, he will answer your questions. Okay, back to our conversation, why farming is important. This is Business Around Town on radio, is that farming can help the environment to thrive. You know, there are a lot of personal benefits to farming, but it can help your environment to thrive. It could help your environment to be more, to be better. It could beautify your environment. It could add to the air that you breathe in. It could cleanse the air in your area, in your compound. So farming is very important for your environment. That's why you see people planting trees. You see people having flowers in their home. Apart from beautification, it also helps to purify the air. So that's some of the benefit of agriculture. So are you willing to go into agriculture? Is this something that you want to do, you're interested in, but you don't know how to start? That's a question for you. Are you willing? Do you want to go into agriculture, but you don't know how to start? You don't even know where to start from. Okay, that's That's a question for you. Okay, I'm already getting questions from you already. Okay, I haven't given out the number yet, so let me give out the number. The number to send in your question to is 0700 903 9039. That is it, 0700 903 9039. That is the number to send in your WhatsApp message to if you have a question for the guest we're going to be having at 10 o'clock. So, but now it's over to you. If agriculture, why haven't you gone into agriculture? Are you interested in it, but you have not gone in for one reason or the other? Why? I want to know. Why haven't you gone into agriculture? Do you think of even going into it at all? Is this something that you see yourself doing? I want to know. So you could send me a response on 0700 903 903 903. This is the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM, and you're listening to us right now from the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel, number 42, Murtala Mohammed International Airport Road. And we are streaming on YouTube. You can join the conversation on YouTube. Just go there and be part of the conversation there. Okay, let's take this WhatsApp message from you. Okay, this one says, hello, good morning to you, Mary. My question is, I have always liked to go into agriculture, but it's the area to specialize in that I don't really know. If you could help me to make up my mind on the area, I would really appreciate it. This is from Esther from Ilukbeju. Thank you so much, Esther, for that. Okay, another one I'm waiting to get is, why haven't you gone into agriculture? Is this something that you want to do, farming? Is it something that you would want to do? Why haven't you gone into it yet? That is the question. Just says, hello, good morning, presenter. The truth is that Nigeria is heavily blessed when it comes to agriculture, but the problem is the government is not encouraging at all. Imagine we have mechanized farming. Imagine where we will be. But if you go into farming, the machines that you will need to dig the ridges and other things that you need to use, they are not readily available. And that is a discouragement to many people for going into agriculture. This is from Mr. Peter from Moshodi. Thank you, Mr. Peter. I understand what you're saying. Okay, hello, good morning to you. My name is Gloria, and waiting to hear from your guest this morning because I want to go into farming. Although I live in the urban area, but since you said it can work in the urban area, let's hear what he has to say. Thank you so much, Gloria. Yes, sure. Don't worry, you will benefit from our conversation. Okay, so say good morning, presenter. The truth is, I really love agriculture. I've always thought that I needed to have my own property before going into farming. But from what you said now, I could see that it's something that I could do without even needing to go into my own house. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to send in your WhatsApp message to. Let me take two more messages before we continue our conversation this morning. Okay, this one says, good morning to you. My name is George. I'm a first-time listener. Thank you for your program. Thank you so much, George, for that. And let's take another one. Okay, this one says, good morning to you. Agriculture is the reason why we are where we are today. If we can focus on agriculture, we will not need petrol. Agriculture is life. We need to focus more on agriculture. Thank you so much for your message. Okay, now back to our discussion why agriculture is important, why we should go into agriculture. I told you that it is very important because agriculture is at the center of our economy. It provides the main source of our livelihood for a lot of us. And Nigeria is twice the size of Zambia, South Africa combined. I know we have over 200 million people in Nigeria. So we have the land. All we need is just to cultivate it as our interest to cultivate. Although I know that there are challenges here and there, but something can be done about it if we have the right information. And another reason why it's important is that we consume rice a lot. Nigeria is the largest rice consumer in Africa. You can imagine that. So imagine if we go into rice production, although we have very few farmers in Nigeria doing that, and we are making progress with that, but it's encouraging to have more people go into farming. Wow. So say hello, good morning. My name is Gabriel. Thank you so much for the conversation this morning. I would like to talk with Mr. Abiodun. I think I've heard him before on your station. Let's have a conversation with him this morning. So hopefully, finger crossed, after the conversation, I could start my farming, hopefully. Thank you. Okay. Now let's get in touch with him and get the conversation going. I have lots of questions from you that I can't answer here, so he's going to be the one to answer your questions when it comes to the technical part of farming. But I hope you've gotten something, knowing that agriculture is very important. It's life itself. This is Business Around Town on radio and Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We are discussing why Nigerians should go into farming, why farming is important, why we should embrace farming. That is the topic of discussion this morning. The problem, one of the reasons why we should embrace it is one, unemployment. Unemployment is another reason why we should embrace farming, poor revenue. Even when you get a job and you're not paid right, farming can also help you. That's one of the reasons. That's just from top of my head why we should go into farming. It's another side hustle for all of us. So, okay, we have Mr. Abiodun on the line. Let's get in contact with him now. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so
Madam Berry.
Yes, welcome. We've been waiting to talk with you.
Yes, I'm online now.
Okay, great. Now, to the very first question I got here is, this is from Patience. She's saying that she wants to be able to know the area of agriculture she should focus in. But before you answer her question, I would like you to talk on why it is important that we go into farming now, that Nigerians should embrace farming now.
Good. Thank you very much. Good morning, listeners. Yes, if you actually want to look at it, you will see that agriculture is very, very important to mankind as it were. It is the foundation for civilization. It's also the foundation for what we like call industrialization. Without agriculture, there will never be any industrial setup anywhere in the world. And lastly, of course, agriculture is very important to even the existence of mankind itself. Because I've never seen and I've never heard that there's a scientific worldview to show that there's an alternative to food. This can easily have seen from what happened during the COVID-19, where we didn't produce for a year, and the effect of it is what we're having today. And the whole world is going to actually have that same problem for the next 10 years. We're on 2 years now into it. So, and Africa, of course, is going to go a long way before we can get out of it. That's why food is so expensive and whatever. So that one alone shows that everybody should embrace agriculture, farming, agriculture in its own totality. That's the broad spectrum of agriculture.
Now, great. Thank you so much for that overview. Now, to patients that want to go into agriculture, she said she does not know the area to go into. That's a question from her. Although we have other questions. Should I take more questions so that you can answer all of them once or one by one?
Okay.
Okay. Let me take two more so that you can take the three of them one by one. So patients wants to know the area to dive into in agriculture. Okay. This one says, "Hi, presenter. My name is Ola. I live in the urban area of Lagos, and I would like to know what I can do in my apartment to start out agriculture." That's one. Another person, Ola. There's patients, there's Ola. And this one says, "Hello, good morning. I am a retired headmaster, and I would like to have my own farm, although I don't have a large space of land, but I need you to help me." So that's the three.
Yeah.
Okay,
if I could just respond to that. The first person that mentioned agriculture, let's just talk broadly. Agriculture is basically divided into probably like two, you can see specifically. We are talking of crop farming. When we are talking of crop farming, it can also be divided further. Crop farming involves yearly crop where you plant cassava, you plant maize, as it were.
Okay.
Yes.
Hold on. Let's go for a commercial break, and when we return, we have a commercial right now. So when we return, we'll continue the conversation.
Okay. Thank you.
Vote Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran Jandor as Governor of Lagos State. PDP! Power to the people!
Okay, this is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We are talking about farming this morning, why you should go into agriculture. And we're speaking with Mr. Biodun Ogushola, the agro expert, and answering some of the question. So you were talking about patients that is looking for the type of agriculture, the sector, the areas to focus on when it comes to agriculture because it's broad.
Yeah. So like I said, agriculture is basically divided into two. So the crop farming and also we have animal husbandry. But let's look at it from further. In terms of crop farming, we have crops that are planted on a yearly basis, like cassava, like maize, stuff like that. Of course, we have what we call cash crop. Cash crop is what is referring to something like cashew farm, cocoa, cola nut, bitter cola. These are things that the gestation period is long. And these are kind of things that more or less support industry. And of course, we have the ones you can do that more or less like a weekly thing, like you are doing vegetables. Some of these vegetables, talk about radish, we are talking about melon, we are talking about something that you have a short period, about 3 months or 2 months, as it were. Ugu is also part of it. And of course, that is there. Then, of course, we are talking about animal, that is animal husbandry, referring to the big one like the ranching, setting up a ranch for a cow. There is talking of poultry, talking of rabbitry, talking of snairy, So it now depends on which area you think you have interest in, and what kind of facility do you have, and what kind of time do you have. Because everything has to be done with all. If you're a kind of person that's so busy, you can't go for something that will need your daily attention. So it now depends on which area she actually wants to come into. But those are I've just done a very broad scope of farming.
Okay, great. I hope she I know she will pick something at least to start with. Now, for the man that lives in a two-bedroom flat, the one I think Patrick that said he lives in the urban area and wants to go into agriculture, and also for the retired man that lives in his own house but do not have enough land.
Land, okay.
Yes.
Again, agriculture has actually gone beyond planting horizontally. That is going to the main farm and clearing. The whole world has gone into what we call vertical farming. And of course, you can also use some other synthetic items to also go into farming. Currently, we have what we call soilless farming. That's hydroponics, where you don't need soil to plant. And again, somebody that lives in an urban center, of course, you have the car park where you put your car. Those car park can be turned to your farm. If you go online, you will have seen basically that people are planting inside bags. Currently, like I told you 2 days ago, that we're in a farm. There's a particular place we're discovering somebody. We're currently even planning to plant cucumber. And cucumber, we have bags that will pack them inside. For example, on a plot of land, you can plant more than almost 1,000 bags of cucumber on just one plot of land. So your car park, the space you have on your balcony, you can plant your pepper there, you can plant your tomatoes there. That's if you have some space there. So you can actually do a lot. I have been to a friend of mine somewhere that lives in one high-rising basin, and he was rearing grass cutter inside the 4-bedroom. He turned one of the rooms into more or less like a farm. I mean, like a place that is convenient for them. And they're actually breeding grass cutter unknowingly in that place. So it depends on what you want to do and what interest you have and who is going to guide you into doing that. There's a lot you can actually do, even if you're in an urban center, like I mentioned earlier on. Then for the headmaster that mentioned that he wants to go into farming, he will also need to determine what kind of farming does he want to go to, what kind of space do you have. I will still mention again, that is plot of land. You can currently, by next month, I told you when we spoke last time, Mary, that next month we are planning to go into a very serious farmers are clearing their farm in the villages now, preparing to plant their yam next month, which is December. You can also adopt the same thing by looking for bags and plant your yam inside bag. On one plot of land, you can plant about 500 tubers of yam inside your bag. But you need some requisite training and some people to guide you. Because you see, the point is that there's not you can plant anytime. That's why we have the greenhouse everywhere. Greenhouse, you can do 24/7 planting something. But the issue is this: we have 4 items that are related to agriculture or planting. You need the seed, you need the water, you need sun and the sand. In most cases, you are going to have the seed, you have the sunlight, you have the sand. What you don't have is water. If you can provide water, you can plant anything anytime. So that's just the basic thing for anybody. So in terms of space, there's a way we manage space now. You don't need a large space to plant anything. You can plant to the sky. It depends on the kind of training you have and the person who can guide you through doing that. Then the other one is for you to use other items. We see people using tires to do snaring. People can use tires to do snaring. You can use tarpaulin to start rearing your fish, catfish. Tarpaulin is being done. You can use plastic to do it. That's rubber plastic, those GP tanks and stuff like that. You can be adopted. Of course, you can do the one which is the concrete trench. So whatever you want to do is just for you to identify your space, your time, the requisite amount you need, that's your funding, and you are good to go.
Okay, let's take another one here this morning. This one says, hello, good morning, Mary and VOP. My own issue has to do with funding. I like to go into agriculture, but I need funding to be able to have a good farm, a well-mechanized farm. Is there a way I could assess funding for my farm? That is another question. Okay, this one, another one here says, hello, good morning to you. My name is Kolawale, and I want to go into farming, but the issue is time. I don't have the time to do it, but I have a passion for it. Is there a way that I could do it as a side hustle and make progress with it? Okay, that's Kolawale. That's
Okay.
yes. So let's take the two before more questions. The first one that
Okay.
wanted funding, yes.
Okay, let me talk about the second person first,
Okay.
so that I won't forget. I'm very passionate about that area. People that actually want to do farming, but they don't have time.
Yes.
We have a lot of cooperatives that they can actually join. Cooperatives are everywhere in farming. Well, I don't want to start mentioning names. That's why I won't pay bills for on radio. We have a lot of cooperatives who can introduce them to. So your fund, your little money can actually work for you. You drop your money with them. An agreement will have been made on how to do profit sharing, as it were, or probably you're going to collect the stock. That's another one. The other one you can do is to identify a good farmer who you think is reliable, that you can put your funds into his business, and they do a lot of stuff for you. If you go to last week, you see that we have a lot of vegetable farmers there. Those Northerners that are doing vegetable, if you approach them, they're into cooperative. They can even prepare some areas for you. They identify this is yours. And of course, they went to monitor it and process it. And at the end of the day, when the sales is done, you pay their own commission, and there you go. So we can actually allow our funds to go into. And actually, if you don't have cooperative, you guys can also form cooperatives. Cooperative for people that don't have time, as it were. Then you have somebody that will be the lead, who actually get the space, and you guys can go into farming. All you need is to get technical input and people that can guide you in doing that. That's that. Then for the guy that actually want to raise funds for farming, he said you want to go into mechanized farming.
Yes.
You see, whatever level of farming you want to go to, just like any business, you need to identify the kind of problem that she said with this business. What are the challenges in there? So you must be able to identify somebody that can help you prepare something like a feasibility study or business plan. So even know actually how much do you need. And of course, when you're doing that, you must have your own equity. Even if you want to borrow money, they won't give you 100%. You have to start somewhere. So I tell somebody who wants to start business, any business, not even agriculture, to start a little, just start a little with what you have. It is when you start building on it that funding will start coming. In most cases, you might not even need to go and borrow. There could be people that can even bring their fund and say, I want to be part of this business, and I can sell your equity to them. And gradually you start building up the processes. So it's not just somebody working somewhere and say, I need money. I can identify one or two banking that are related to agriculture that can give you money. NISA is one of them. AgriBank is one of them. They can give you funding, but they will still tell you they want to know whether you are a rookie, you are a green, or probably you started doing something. I would advise that it's better you start doing something, so they will look at it and try to estimate your success rate to be able to know how to support.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Before we even take more questions, let me give out the phone number again. 0700 903 9039. 0700 903 9039. If you have a question concerning going into farming, you can send the questions for answer. But this is my own question. Why is it that many of us, we do not embrace farming? Why is that we don't embrace farming? Given the benefits, Nigeria is blessed with vast land, but why is that we don't embrace it enough?
Yes, I think from our own basic understanding, I think all of us still look at farming as something that is related to poor man, that is the poor people that goes into farming. Not forgetting the fact that they are the one that produce what we end up eating, and it's the basis for anything we actually want to do. So I think we need to remove that tongue of arrogance and put it aside to be focused on what actually we want to do. That's one of the major reasons. Second reason is that people have not actually decided to sit down to know what are the benefits associated to farming. I tell you, there are some people that say, I don't have a job, I don't have anything to do. You can get a meaningful job in agriculture. I was telling some group of youth the other day, I said, you study agriculture, you study IT. We need you in farming. Currently, people are actually putting CCTV in farms now for security purposes. People are also coming out programming to make sure that they use it in feeding animals without even human beings being there. We need somebody, we need engineers who can help us fabricate equipment that we use for working in the farm. Yes, the operational part of it. We need engineers. And we have a lot of engineering students that are working around looking for jobs in banks. We need nutritionists, people that can come out with hybrid seedlings. We have them. The school, the university has trained them. The polytechnic has trained them. None of them is showing interest in that. They're looking elsewhere. There are a lot of money associated with this, even in clearing. Let me tell you, Mary, as I'm talking to you, we are bringing people from Benin Republic to come and clear our farms. To clear farms, Nigerians are not doing it. And after 10 months, they pay them average of 5,000 per day.
Wow.
I think with my little calculation, 5,000 times 30 days, that's some good money.
That's about,
and aside from that, we still buy them a bike. We still buy them a bike after 10 months. So I think Nigerian youth, Nigerian people, everybody should show interest more in this area. There's a lot of money that is getting out of this area that is actually not coming to us. We still need a lot of people that can help us go into processing. We have a lot of processing that we can do. So we are not selling taking cocoa and selling it abroad. We are processing them. We have guys that are experts in food management that can help us do it. Even in marketing, we need people. We need people to help us use their phone, their youth contact, the people that are following them to help us drive and sales, get contact. So there's a lot that's actually coming up in farming that we can. I think POP, your station, we are working out something with the other Julia and something. We are working out something that will involve a lot of people. We're thinking we will set up something like a cooperative as it were, that we will be able to guide people and give them information on what they can do. There's a lot of money, dollars, more in agriculture than even petroleum industry.
Oh, okay, beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. Now to more questions before we move on. Let's take this one. This one is from. Okay, let me say. Okay, this one is from Mr. Frederick. Say good morning to you. My question is this: can agriculture make you rich in Nigeria? Is this something that someone can do and be financially liberated? I want to know. Thank you. That's the one question. Another one here says, good morning. My name is Chooks. Thank you so much for your talk on agriculture. I want to go into rabbit and snake farming. I need a word of advice from you. Okay, so that's the two questions.
Okay, quickly let me answer the first one that is talking about whether you can be rich in agriculture. If I don't know where the person comes from, but from my part of the world, is the Western Nigeria. Those people that are very, very rich in those days were people at the cocoa and Pizza Cola and what have you. So they have so much money in those days, and they still have so much money now. I know a number of youth that have left Lagos. They've gone back home to Ilesha, to Ondo, to all that. They are doing very, very, selling very, very well now. Most of them have direct contact with foreigners. Let me even tell you, by the time we get to January, you see people taking dollars to the farm to go and buy cashew, that's cashew seed. You can't get it. You see people going around with guns in the farm because you cannot take a single seed. They will fight you. People take dollars to the farm to go and buy cashew. So guys, have just 1 acre or 2 acres of cashew farm, then you are good to go. So there's a lot of money in agriculture and that you can make you rich. As I'm talking to you, this year alone, some people make over 10,000 naira on the peg of palm oil. They bought it in March. They kept it. Palm oil is going for around 20, I think 25, 26,000 now. How they bought it for 10, 11,000 naira. What kind of margin can you make? You make average of 10,000. If you have 220 kegs, that much, that times 10. Okay. So people make a lot of money. That's the kind of money you need. Currently, as I'm talking to you, Pizza Cola is so expensive. From 2, 3, I didn't even do it. I made a mistake. From 4 weeks ago, it was going for 6,000 per kg. Pizza Cola is now going for 9,000, 10,000 per kg. And the more it's getting drier, the more it comes to. So you can actually even speculate by buying and keep. So that you can make a lot of money from farming because it's even much more easier in Nigeria where we don't have control. Because we only plant once in a year, invariably. Probably it's only maize that will plant twice in a year and stuff like that. So there will be a period of plenty. Then very soon there will be a period of lack. Now we have a lot of plantain in the market now. Do you know 2 months ago plantain goes for 6,000 naira per point. Plantain has come down to 2,000 or 2,250 per point now. By January, February, go and see what plantain will go to. You go back to that level. So if you have a way of buying plantain, process them, keep them for a period, what have you, you will make a kill in the next 2-3 months. Very, very, if you get to March again next year, People buy palm oil to come down to rock bottom. You buy it at low price. In 2-3 months, you sell it. So there's a lot of money from that you can make from it. All you need is to have requisite people that can direct you, who can give you information and that and process it, and you see how you can do. You can make a lot of money from it. What's the second question?
The person wants to go into rat and snake.
Okay, rabbit and
snake.
okay, snake.
Yes.
The number one thing is that you have time. Time is of essence. It's very, very important. Just like in any agricultural thing, especially animal husbandry, is very technical. Then 2, what kind of requisite training do you have? You need to go for training. Minimum, you do about 1 month or 2 month training. We send you to farm where you can go and roll up your sleeves and help them pack their debt and stuff like that. Understand the dynamics of what you want to go into. Before I will advise you to put your money into anything, you have to do that one. Training is very essential. It's very important. So that's what I would say.
Oh, great. Let's take like 2 more questions before we round off the segment this morning.
Yes.
Okay. This one says, good morning to you. I think I heard you talk about yam plant in sack. Can you please explain how it is done? My name is Mrs. Ungozi from Shasha. Okay, that's
okay.
Let me take another one to make it 2.
Okay.
Okay. This one says, hello, good morning to you. I think I like the agricultural talk. I'm interested in starting poultry business, but I don't want the eggs. I want the meat. I want to sell the chicken. I will need your advice.
Yeah, good. For poultry, maybe I need to expatiate for other people who want to show interest too. Poultry, when you go into chicken, you can either do broiler. Broiler is a short-term production. It's basically for meat. It's between 8 weeks and maybe 12 weeks. You can do broiler. It's basically for meat. You can do noiler. Noiler will give you your expected size by 7 months. The other one you can, because she doesn't want to do eggs. That one is what we call layers. You have layers. They will lay for you for 1 year. Then you sell them as whole layer. If you don't want that one, of course, we also have cockerel. Cockerel is 1 year thing. It's like 12 to 1 year, 12 months. So that one is also for meat. So it depends on which one you actually want to go. So because it doesn't like the egg one, you can go for noiler, you can go for broiler, and of course you can also go for the cockerel. So that depends on the coloration of the money you have and your time and your space. But again, with this one, I'll still want you to do an element of training. Let's attach to the farm, go and see what they are doing, understand the dynamics of them, how to feed them, how to give them the medication, how to take care of them, how to understand it basically. And when you finally start yours, you don't want to wait until you take it to the market to sell. Some people complain that when I take it to the market, they are not going to buy it. I tell them you can kill them, process them, and sell them as your own cold room chicken, which is much more better. At least you go to the cold room to buy chicken.
Yes.
So why don't you kill your chicken, put it inside your freezer, you have your scale, then go and see how much they are selling in the market and probably price it a little bit lower and sell very good chicken to your customers instead of all those so-called embalmed chicken that we eat as cold room chicken. You know, those ones stay about 90 days on seed before they come here, and they need to embalm them with certain things. But the one, if you produce it better, you can even go into what we call organic feeding medication, where you feed them with instead of giving them medication like that, you give them something like bitter leaf, give them scent leaf, pepper, garlic, and ginger. When you give them, the chicken will be the meat will be very lean. It's going to be sweet, more sweeter, and more stronger. So that's for that.
Okay.
The other one, what's the other one?
And just want to know more about the yam in sack.
Okay, beautiful. Yes, if you want to know more about the yam, it's simple. Just look for a sack that's perforated, just like chicken feed. After you must have using all the taco super bag as it were. Then look for very good soil, loamy soil, of course. Those are the black soil. You can ask those people that are selling that into soil around you. Then basically you can look for some chicken waste, add it to it, put it inside your bag. Then look for yam, probably the one that started growing. You know, if you put some yam in your kitchen, they'll start growing by itself to themselves.
Yes.
Or the yam head as it were. Then plant it in the middle and start putting water. In about 2 or 3 weeks, you see the trend. That's the stem will come out. Then put a stick inside it and turn it around it. That's your yam. Then just allow it to be like that. If during the rainy season, you don't need to bother yourself about it. You will not weed it any day. It will just be there after your 6 months, 7 months, you go harvest your yam. At that time, you have to bring it back.
Thank you so much. Let's take the last question before we let you go. We have barely 2 minutes to round off the program this morning. Okay. This one says, hello, good morning, Mary. I'm listening to your program now from Egbeda area. I have a small poultry, but I would like to know why I wake up in the morning and some of the birds are dead. I don't have professional knowledge on this. I just started it because I wanted to do something and I had a little space. What can I do to avoid this from happening again?
Okay. Can I respond to that?
Yes. That's our last question. That's all we can take.
Okay, beautiful. Number one thing is that, like I've been mentioning the issue concerning training. Training is essential. Go and learn from the experts. Get a farm very close to you. Go and work with them. Number one, the problem could actually be as a result of the cage you put them. Some people have a cage where the chicken are there, and what they do is that all their waste is also there with them. So always advise people when you are building cages, have a cage that is going to have a perforated space so that all their waste will go into a tray. So they won't peck. As they are pecking, they are also eating their waste. This is, and it goes a little way in affecting them. And their water will get polluted. And once it's polluted, they have typhoid. Because chicken also have typhoid too. And that's why you notice when they are having these white teeth statistics, that is typhoid they have, and they will die. And once it's like that, once it affects one, it has some level of effect on the other one, because most of the things is viral, it's in the hair. So even from other farm, it can also affect you. So that's why it's good for you to, even if you want to start with pet, go and learn on that. So you know the medication you give to them per season, per time, the kind of water. You need to change their water. Just like you don't give them water that is stale. Give them, change their water. Give them good food. Don't allow it to be the one that must have grown some mucus and what have you. So you need to take them as if you are taking care of children. Otherwise, because they are in cage, they are not outside. If they are outside, of course, they will develop immunity against the environment. But these ones, they are cages. So you are taking care of them like somebody that is in the intensive care. So you must show serious level of control and management before you can have a very successful farm.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Biodo Gushola, for coming on the program today. It's been insightful, educative, and informative.
Yeah.
Hope to have you again.
Thank you very much.
Hope to have you again some other time.
No problem. Now one day you come and do it on the farm.
Yes. I'll come to the farm to come do my own bit. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you too for being part of the program this morning. We've been talking about why you should embrace farming and why farming is important. And your questions were answered. The ones I got were answered. So I'm going to be here again tomorrow on Business Around Town to discuss another interesting topic that has to do with business. And this is the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Thank you for being part of the program. We have another interesting program coming to you at 10:30. It's called Issues in the News with Esther Nwachukwu. So do not change the dial. Keep it on your dial station that gives you the voice of the People, 90.3 FM. My name is Mary Onaife Debbie. You can follow me on Instagram at Mary Media, MERRY, then Media.